I'm in my zone.
Hey, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and I'm bringing you guys a review of Transformers War for Cybertron. Someone commented on one of my videos a few days ago that there's only been a couple good games released this year based around a movie license, and they were referring to Batman Arkham City and the Captain America game that I'll be reviewing sometime soon. But this series, for whatever reason, gets overlooked frequently because of the pretty bad Transformer games that were made previously to Dark of the Moon and War for Cybertron. This is going to be the first of the two Transformer reviews I'm doing today, and after playing both games over the last week, they both have their own bright spots and downsides that are unique to each one. This last week was my first experience ever with a Transformers game, and while I'm not that big of a fan of the recent movies, I do like the concept of Transformers and had a few of the toys when I was a kid. But enough yip yap, let's go ahead and get into the review. There's two main complaints I have with this game, and the first is the graphics. I actually noticed a little bit of screen tearing as I was playing through the campaign, which by the way is split into two separate Autobot and Decepticon stories, and you get to choose which one you want to play, and you can switch back and forth at any time. And it's a pretty meaty campaign with a 10-hour plus investment. But the environment on the game is really dreary and dark, and it rarely ever changes. Even when you switch to the next stage or area, online or in the campaign, it just feels like you're playing in the same setting throughout the entire game. To some, this may not be an issue, but it's hard not to notice the gloomy setting never really changes much from start to finish, and it's kind of a drag playing in the same looking environment the entire time. That's not to say the graphics look bad. They are better than average, but it's still the game's weakest point in my opinion.
Soundwave, report.
We have taken control of this portion of the station.
While the graphics may be a little on the average side of things, the sound is not. The sound is absolutely amazing, from the voice acting to the very awesome soundtrack. If you're a fan of the Transformers series, you'll get immediately sucked into the game after hearing the music and listening to the main characters giving orders and popping one-liners during combat. It's hard not to really enjoy playing when all the voices are done so well, especially Optimus Prime, who is spot on along with most of the others as well.
Hey, you talking to yourself again? Man, I worry about your sanity sometimes.
The game's story is based around a civil war taking place on Cybertron long before the Transformers ever came to Earth. The way the story plays out as you play through both campaigns, as they sort of weave between each other, is actually a nifty sequence of events. And with it being told through some good voice acting, it made for a pretty entertaining fare. It fit really well with the license and was fresh and interesting enough to keep my attention. One of the best features of this title is also one of its major downsides, the online modes. When I logged in just last night, there was 800 people online, so the game's online features are still running, and from the matches I played, they ran pretty smooth with just a small hint of lag. And the matches are fast, and the combat is even faster. I actually had an absolute blast playing the game's online modes, which is surprising to me because I generally don't like playing online too much these days. The reason I say it's a downside is there was 2 map packs released for this game, and if you're like me and you don't own them, it makes it a little tricky to get into a match, as the game will constantly try to put you in a map pack room and you'll get kicked back to the title screen. And in some cases it would take 5 minutes or longer just to get into an online match. While this could easily be fixed if I just shelled out the money for the map packs, it's still worth mentioning so those that are interested in the game know what to expect. But to wrap up this review, if you can get a copy of this title under $20 and you enjoy the Transformers, then yes, I would recommend this game. However, I do feel the next Transformers game, Dark of the Moon, sports better environmental graphics and the online functions a little bit better as well, but this title may actually be a better choice for the faster and more balanced online combat. Anyways, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and I'll be bringing the next Transformers review soon.